I have been on a decluttering hype over the past week or two, and I have seriously gone through and been ruthless with my personal makeup. So I wanted to show you what I'm getting rid of. Some of these things have gone bad because they're old and they just need to be thrown away. Some of them I just don't like that much, or like but don't get a lot of use out of, so those things that are still okay will be shown to my mum and friends and they can have them if they want. So I wanted to mention some brushes before I get onto all the makeup that I'm throwing. Two brushes I was really disappointed by, the Bare Minerals Full Flawless Face Brush and the Sigma Tapered F25 brush. I never reach for these because the Bare Minerals brush is quite scratchy because the natural bristles just aren't great. I just don't like natural bristle brushes, and the Sigma brush sheds, and it's very similar in shape to the blush brush from Real Techniques, so I always reach for my Real Techniques face brushes over these and I just never use them. One brush I did really like but has broken over time just because it's so old is this smoky eyeliner brush from number 7, and as you can see it's like this tiny little nib and it's perfect for getting right at the lower lash line and smudging, but because it's so old the glue must have become a little bit dislodged in here, because as you can see it sort of retracts inside and you have to like get in with your fingernail and or a tweezer and pull it out again. So yeah, I'm disappointed that I have to throw this away because I did actually like it, but I will have to get some sort of smudgy brush like this again at some point because it's really useful to have. So moving on to makeup now, and there's going to be loads of E.L.F in this video because when I first got into YouTube and blogging and makeup, E.L.F was the thing back then, and I used to hoard that stuff. I used to spend all of my pocket money when there was a sale on and go on the site. So I have 4 of the Brightening Eye Colour eyeshadow quads. They are actually pretty pigmented. You are going to get fallout with them. They're not going to be the most like easy to blend amazing shadows in the world, but they're all quite pigmented. I just never reach for them over like MAC and Urban Decay and Makeup Geek and all the amazing eyeshadow formulations that are out nowadays. Another eyeshadow I wanted to mention were the MUA palette. The pigmentation is really nice and they do have some mattes in here as well. This one is Undressed, which is like a dupe for the Naked palette. Why would I use this when I have the Naked palette is what I asked myself when I was looking in my collection. I like having alternatives to share with you, but I already know that this is an alternative. I don't need to have it clogging up space to be able to share it with you if you're on a budget and you need something more affordable. They are really nice and I will be showing them to my friends because I'm sure they could get a lot of use out of them and they'll be happy ladies. A duo I'm getting rid of is this Rituals duo. It's called Rosy Dusk, and like I said, I just never reach for these types of things because I love the convenience of a palette. However, the eyeshadows are really nice and they're still good, so I will be showing this to a friend if they want it, or my mum. I have a ton of lip gloss to throw away. A lot of this is getting thrown away because it's old. I'm very much a lipstick girl and I do like gloss occasionally, but I'm very fussy in terms of the formula. It has to be smooth, it has to be non-sticky, it has to feel really creamy and comfortable on my lips, otherwise I will just ignore it. So these 3 are from E.L.F and they're the Super Glossy Lip Shines from the Essentials range. Nice glosses, nice colour, but very sticky. So I just can't wear these because that sticky feeling when you rub your lips together I just can't stand, so these have to go. I've also got 2 Natural Collection lip glosses, 2 MUA lip glosses and a Sexy Mother Pucker lip gloss to throw away. Some other lip products I am sad to get rid of are the Rimmel Apocalypse. This is like the only product ever from Rimmel I don't like, so these just slide around on my lips too much and get all over my teeth. I know they're popular with other people, but I just never wear them because they're too high maintenance for me. These Natural Collection lip liners are going in the bin as well. they just aren't a great formula. They're quite dry and you can't expect like amazing creamy lip liner for like £1, but I do have other lip liners that I use more and these are old so they need to go. I have 2 Natural Collection lipsticks as well, and I actually really like the formula of the lipsticks. I just find these 2 colours completely unwearable for me. This one is Apple Blossom, and this came around like when the whole concealer lips was a trend, and I remember actually wearing this, which I dread to think what I would look like if I put that on now. And the other shade is Rosebud, and this is a nice shade of pink, but it's a little too frosty for me. You might be able to see. It has like a little bit of shimmer in it, and I hate frosty lipstick with a passion, so that one has to go. 2 lipsticks I loved but have melted and smushed. One is from E.L.F. and it's called Charming, and the other is the 17 Mirror Shine in Beehive, which I actually got a lot of use out of. These are old and they're melted and smushed, so they need to go in the bin. I'm not going to be applying them with like a lip brush or anything because I have other lipsticks, so I'm sorry to see them go because I did like them both. Another one from the Mirror Shine range that I never wear is Hollywood, and I'd never go for a sheer red. If I'm going to go red, I'm going like full on bold matte red. It's a great one to have if you're kind of a beginner to red lips because it is sheer and a lot more wearable, but yeah, I just never reach for that one. This E.L.F. Studio Lip Liner is going. There's just something a little off about the tone. It's a bit too brown for me and would probably work really nicely for a darker skin, but just really doesn't suit me and my colouring, so I never reach for that. Bronzer that I was trying to use up but just never reached for anymore was this Collection Bronze Glow in Sunkissed, and I hit pan quite well on this, so I did get a lot of use out of it when I first bought it. It's a little too shimmery for me now. I much prefer more of a satin or matte bronzer, so for that reason that one is going. Another one that's old and needs to go but I got a lot of use out of was this E.L.F. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder. They have several shades of this now, but this was like the original, and this was a really nice one to use back in the day, but because it's old it's kind of dried a little bit. I know it's a powder, but you'll know what I mean when you have old makeup. It just feels really dry and you can't get as much product and pigment on the brush, so that one's going. I also used to love and got a lot of use out of this E.L.F. Peachy Keen blush, but again, because it's old, it's dried out and it's just gross to keep stuff like that, so it needs to go. I also have 3 products from E.L.F.'s mineral range, struggling over my words there. Number 1 is this E.L.F. eye brightener, and this is like an under eye setting powder. This doesn't do anything special, not enough anyway for me to reach for it as well as my regular setting powder for the rest of my face. Same with the E.L.F. foundation. I tried this and quite liked it, but since trying Bare Minerals and seeing how buildable and smooth looking a powder foundation can be, this just pales in comparison and I just don't get any use out of this, so this one's going as well. Again, sorry E.L.F., but Bare Minerals win when it comes to mineral makeup, because this E.L.F. Glow as well was a nice bronzer when I first used it, but I have my NARS Laguna and I have the Bare Minerals loose bronzer for when I want a mineral type loose bronzer like this. They're really nice, they give you a really warm sun-kissed glow, but the Bare Minerals formula is just better, and like I was saying before with the eyeshadows, why would you use the dupe when you could have the real deal? So I have like my mini Bare Minerals bronzer and I love it and I use it all the time in summer, so this one unfortunately won't be getting much use, but I think my friends might like this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and show them that. I have 2 MUA blushes that are quite old. These are very kind of cool pinks almost. This one is almost like a purpley pink, and they're just not shades that I love and reach for, so they're gonna go. I also have this number 7 eyeshadow in Wheat Sheaf. The shade is nice, but it's definitely one that I have so many variations of in my collection, and these tiny little single eyeshadows just get lost in my collection and I never get much use out of them. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that one on to a friend if they want it. I'm also getting rid of loads of mascaras. These two are from Declutter. These were sent to me. I did like the third mascara I was sent, which was the 3D mascara or something like that. I've mentioned that in a few videos and used it. But these two are the Glamour Volume and the Wonder Curl, and they were okay, but they didn't do huge amazing things for my lashes, and there is no point in holding on to mascaras that you don't use or you don't like, because you're just not going to get through them. One I was really disappointed by, and I've not even fully used this up, it's still got some product in there, but I just couldn't carry on using it because it was so crap. This is from Clinique and it's their Lash Power Feathery Mascara. I got this mini mascara as like a free sample when I ordered my huge moisturiser and some other stuff, because I spent over a certain amount, and oh my god, this is so bad. Like, I really thought like, oh, like a mini Clinique mascara, this is really nice. I was about to go to Berlin for my birthday, so I thought perfect for travel. I think it was the only mascara I took on the trip, because I was like, ooh, like a little mini mascara, I don't have to take up loads of space in my makeup bag. But this was so bad, it did nothing for my lashes, it just literally coated them in a bit of black and then kind of smudged throughout the day and was just really rubbish. So really disappointed with this. I've heard good things about other Clinique mascaras, so I might try those in the future, but I'm pretty put off now because this was so bad. I'm going to get rid of this Scandalise shadow stick in Bulletproof Beige. I love this range and I used this a lot when I first got them because I wanted to test them out, but the shade of this is just, I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of using something like this to highlight with in my eyes, because really the only thing I could do with this is put it here and put it here. It's a bit too sheer when it's blended out to be like a base colour, so I just don't get a lot of use out of this at all, and it was just sitting around in my collection. However, love this range and formula is amazing, they don't crease, so I will definitely be getting much more use out of my darker colours, just don't really use this one a lot. And finally, if you're still awake watching this video, thank you for getting this far. I have two foundations I'm getting rid of. Number one, you'll know I've talked about this a lot for being a disappointing product for me, which is really sad because everyone says it's like one of their favourite drugstore cheaper foundations, and I just can't get on with it. It's the L'Oreal True Match. No matter what I use this with, it just never looks as good as my other foundations, and my skin just, on a good day with this, if I use it with my beauty blender, I found I can wear it, but it just doesn't make my skin look better than it did before, if that makes sense. And why would you want to use a foundation that doesn't make your skin glow and make you like feel really confident when you look in the mirror because your face looks flawless? It just looks average, and sometimes it's a little bit dry and cakey on me, so I'm just really not impressed with this. I got a lot of use out of this one when I first bought it. It's the Rimmel Stay Matte, and the shade I have is True Ivory. This is, it's an okay foundation, I do like it. It does look nice when it goes on, but I think I bought it because I was intrigued by the new texture of it, because it is like a liquid mousse, it's like a whipped moussey consistency. It does go on smooth, it is like a nice matte finish and lasts okay throughout the day, but I just think I just much prefer my lasting finish foundation. So that is everything. I am decluttering. I feel like a huge weight has lifted off my shoulders. I highly recommend you give this a go if you are a makeup collector like myself. If you have a lot of makeup and you know there's a lot of makeup sat in your drawers that you're not using and it's really old and manky, or you just don't like it that much but it's still good and someone else could really enjoy it and benefit from it. So I definitely recommend you go through and have a declutter as well. I hope this video inspired you. If you watched till the end, I really appreciate it, because this is probably one of my longest videos yet. I just really wanted to sit and chat and kind of take my time going through everything that I am purging out of my makeup collection. So thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will definitely do more decluttering type videos in the future, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!